Hello, my wonderful people. My name is Dasha Savage. I'm a psychologist and a women's programs facilitator. In today's episode, I am answering your questions again. So here comes the question of the day. Good afternoon, Dasha. Judging by all my feelings and meditations and everything I think about, my deep issue seems to be resentment towards my own mother. On the one hand, I understand intellectually that there is no point in being resentful. She is who she is, and she's not even a bad person. And by the way, my husband is very similar to her. But what is interesting is that even my Instagram followers know about me and my life and all my trips about 1,000 times more than my own mom does. I do not tell her anything at all at this point. Even when I am about to share something, the conversation always becomes purely functional and does not flow at all. The last time we saw each other in person was several years ago. We do talk on the phone, but I call very rarely, and every time I do, I get criticized for it. This year, we traveled around and stopped by the countryside in the summer to see our relatives. I was curious how I would feel around my parents because I have grown so much internally, and it was awful. I ran away from that meeting without ever looking back. I am 40 years old, by the way, and I have a fully independent life, although that life does not exist in my parents' world. Yet I was being told how to live and what to do about literally everything, even the smallest things. For example, when we all came home from visiting someone, the first thing my mom says to me, take off your sundress, go change. I am literally 40. I do not need these instructions, and I react very intensely. I can see that I do not want to fundamentally change my reaction because this is my life and I have the right to live it independently. I do not like that my opinion means nothing. I cannot even count how many times I said no to her instructions over those few days we saw each other. And now I am thinking to myself, if resentment towards my mom is preventing me from moving freely through life and developing, I definitely need to work with it, but I don't understand how. Because if it is still there, all my previous inner work did not help me. On the other hand, I do not want to pretend that I don't feel what I feel, because the emotions are definitely there. Please help me with some advice. Okay, thank you so much for your question. First of all, from the question itself, I can feel how painful it is for you, and it's definitely an issue. And I see that you have already done a lot of work for yourself. And please notice what you're doing here by saying, all my previous inner work did not help. I've done so much, but it's the problem is still there. Kind of neglecting all your work. So in fact, based on what you wrote here, I can see that you have already integrated a lot in your life and you are effectively using it already. For example, let's see what you're saying. Like the fact that you didn't swallow this dissatisfaction, you expressed it. You say that you said no to her 1,000 times. So at least you stand up for yourself. A lot of people cannot even do that. But suddenly, at the same time, you are literally devaluing your entire path just with that one phrase. And probably you didn't even notice it. And I am sure you're doing it much more on a daily basis. By the way, the previous episode was exactly about that pattern. So please, if you haven't yet, go back and listen to the episode where the girl was asking about how to stop devaluing herself. So you're doing the same thing, and it's a very common path because life is not black and white, and there are many other shades and layers, and your inner work has already helped you a lot to live the way you live now. But looks like you want, like most of us people, you want either everything or nothing. So it should work completely, you should heal entirely, or it means nothing works. But it's not like that in real life. So your inner work has already helped you. Yeah, and it helps you to live the way you are living your life now. And I am sure, you say you're 40, I am sure you are already much stronger and just like a different person from what you were even 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So I am sure all your inner work mattered. And the fact that contact with your mother still hurts doesn't mean that everything you did before was useless. I am emphasizing this because it is a very important point. It's the same way that you just devalued this amount of work you put in. You may be doing this in other areas of your life as well. So please notice it and track this and claim what you already have now, because you do have quite a lot. So next, there is a conflict between your mind and your emotions, because intellectually, like you said, you understand that there is no point in being resentful, but emotionally, you still do feel it. Right? You feel resentment. And this again is another common issue. With our brains, we understand everything logically. We know exactly what to do. We know when we're not right. We know when something is bad for us, again, intellectually. The problem is we can't help the way we're feeling about it. Absolutely, you have the right to feel what you feel. And resentment is an extremely important emotion. And it is important to allow yourself to feel it. A lot of us are being shamed into, kind of feeling bad when we feel resentment to our loved ones, especially our parents. Like a lot of people in our society will be shaming you, but look, it's your mother. You can't feel bad about her. She gave you life. You should be grateful. So again, intellectually, we do understand it all, but yet we can't help it. So allowing yourself to feel the resentment, it is important. And it's not for someone else to realize something or learn the lesson, like I want my mom to understand how I'm feeling. No. It is just for you. It's for you so you can be honest with yourself, first of all, and that's the most important. And then you allow yourself to experience and feel your true feelings. This is the healthiest way of life. But usually, another thing I want to, before I forget, underneath resentment, what is there? So usually resentment is not the true emotion, and behind it, there is something else. In your case, I think, maybe I'm just speculating, I think you have a lot of anger there, unexpressed aggression, because resentment is the result of some other emotion that for different reasons was not expressed. So probably what I'm thinking now, maybe before, when you could not stand up to yourself, when you could not say no to her, you were suppressing that anger because you wanted to say it, but you couldn't. So you're angry, but you can't express anger against your own trusted adults, right? Because you were a child, you were not supposed to show anger. So you just kept it inside, and then it transformed into resentment, because resentment is the more socially approved emotion. Yeah, kind of easier emotion to express than pure anger. So yes, ideally, you do say you do not what you do not like, right? You say it, but it's not always possible. So who knows what happened? Again, it's up to you. I don't know you personally. Just something to think about. And on the other hand, internally, we always, as kids, as adults, throughout our entire life, we want to be accepted. We want to be loved. We want to be fully understood by our parents. And that's why, again, in the kind of first episodes of this podcast, I talked about some coping mechanisms that people use, and one of them would be this rebellious one. I will do certain things, I will wear some things, I will do whatever kind of unacceptable to our parents, just to check the waters, just to check, if I do this, will you still love me? If I am that kind of a person, will you still accept me? And again, it's like so deep psychologically that most of us don't even realize it. Yeah, but it's so deep inside. So unfortunately, it's just something to grieve and something to let go, that maybe never we will be accepted and understood by our parents. And it is very painful to realize, because deep down we do want it. But it's not always possible. So we grieve it, we let it go. We need to live through this disappointment, the sadness, and then allow ourselves to be angry. Just realize that this door to our childhood, where our parents were supposed to love us a certain way and behave a certain way with us, this door is shut and locked forever. There is no way to go back there and change it. When we allow ourselves to be angry, we can look at what is causing that emotion and then see how we can either remove the cause. But again, not everybody wants that. So we can transform it instead. So at this point, I think it is good that you minimized the contact that irritates you, but at the same time, you did keep the connection with your mom. So statistically, many people seek help from specialists, some psychologists, therapists, but then it helps a little bit, but then some massive family reunion or something, and then unfortunately, again, you come face to face with reality. So when we communicate within a circle of people who clearly feel boundaries, like therapists, right? If you went to therapy, looks like from your message, if you went to therapy and looks like you acknowledge your inner growth, so probably you are surrounded with people who know boundaries, who understand what is acceptable with us, what's not acceptable. That's great. But parents are usually not following our path of development. And here what's important, understanding what I was talking about, this closed door to childhood. Allow themselves to remain at the level where they are. Because when we are changing, when we are growing, we want to prove them wrong. We want to help them change, kind of realizing that they lived their life in the wrong way. They don't know how boundaries work. They don't know this and that. So let me tell them. Let me tell them and show them the truth. But we should not be doing that. It is never a good idea. So, where was I? Where was it? So, it is back to your mom. Kind of sidetracked, sorry. I know it is unpleasant. It's unpleasant, but it is important to recognize that your mother may not like your choices. She may not like your development. Suddenly you can say no. Suddenly you're not convenient anymore. You're not easy to talk to. And it's natural that she doesn't like it. It's okay. It is okay. But it's important for you to allow yourself to be disappointed. It is normal. When somebody doesn't approve you, you are allowed to feel disappointed. Your initial question is like how to stop feeling disappointed, how to stop feeling resentful. It's normal. It is a normal and just natural reaction to this. So instead of blocking it, please let yourself live through it. Waiting for that acceptance from mom and not receiving it, it probably just creates an endless place of suffering, endless place of stress, causes a lot of pain. So in general, again, people work with these themes in therapy. In therapy, you go. I'm sure you are aware of this whole inner child concept and healing the inner child. A lot of people, unfortunately, misinterpret it. And thanks to social media, this whole thing became such a weird cliche that none of the original idea is left. People do all kinds of weird stuff. So hopefully you are in therapy and you just need to work with that theme deeply. Yeah, the separation from your mother, so you don't have the need to be fighting against her. Just accept her. She's just a woman. Yes, she's at the same time your mother, but at the same time, she's just some woman, some other woman living her own life, like doing work and having her own issues, having her own daily tasks and everything. But this whole mother figure is usually so huge that we forget that it's just a different person. It's just a different person. So therapy, hopefully you are already doing it, because when you mention internal work and growth and all that stuff, I don't know what you mean by that. It can be a couple of YouTube meditations and a couple of books, or it can be years in therapy. So I am not sure what exactly you're doing. So the only thing to do here, again, working with the core of this issue, which being, again, this inner child and separation problems, and then healing the painful place yourself, giving support there to that place that still aches, meeting the needs, replenishing what was missing. So it's all long process, and it does not include your mother whatsoever. She should be left alone and out of the whole healing process. So usually this is what helps release resentment towards parents and begin to see that they are just simply different people trying to live their own life, which also includes you occasionally. So through this, we usually choose to rely on ourselves, not on our parents' words, attitudes, or anything. And we begin to see that our parents are not the whole world. Yeah, the world is much bigger and of much more variety, and so are all the people in it, including ourselves. So again, here through the podcast, unfortunately, it is impossible to help because it is a very fundamental problem. Hopefully you will go to therapy and heal yourself, which looks like you are already doing, and you are in a good place. So I wish you all the success and all the best, and thank you again for reaching out. I hope it was useful to a lot of people, because a lot of people have the same issues with their parents. So thank you so much. Again, if you have questions, please send them to me either through Instagram or my email, or you can join the community. The link will be in the description of this episode. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time. Goodbye.